and I would like to start the year with some alcohol.
Sorry about that.
It's a good
Excuse
sound.
me. It is.
That's the kind of thing I think that we can leave behind. What do you think?
You know what? It's not crap. Which I was a bit like, but here's the thing.
And action. Hello!
Hello there.
Welcome back to the waiting room. Happy New Year. Bonne. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu.
Happy New Year. ʀᴏᴏᴅᴄᴏ.
It's the new year. It's 2025, and I would like to start the year with some alcohol.
Why not?
Why not? Why not?
We got some beer.
We got some beer. We got some ʀᴏᴅᴄᴏ, which is a low alcohol sweet drink in white sour. White sour. Pretty. It's very pretty. Look at like snowflakes and stuff.
We got brought to you by Suntory.
There you go.
Premium malts.
I thought the can looked pretty. That's the only reason I bought
I'll
it.
try this one. Oh, let's go for some sound effects.
Some already.
Ooh-wee. Okay, it's not going everywhere. Cheers, man. Happy New Year.
Cheers! Happy New Year!
Sorry about that.
About to make me spit out my drink. All
Well,
right.
We thought we were going to have a bit of a, a layback start to the year,
Yeah.
right?
Do you have any like New Year's traditions that you do with your family every year?
Usually just get over hangovers.
How much drinking are we doing on New Year's?
Back in the day, a lot. Since I moved here, not so much. I've actually been looking forward to waking up with no hangovers.
Yeah, it's always
And that's been
good.
really, really good.
It's always
So,
a good thing.
yeah, if anything, it's just kind of a recovery thing.
It's
And
recovery.
just chilling. Whereas now, living in Japan, it's day one. Go to the shrine with the family and that. And yeah.
Did you get your omikuji fortune?
I actually didn't get one this year.
How could you not?
I'm willing my own fortune.
Master of
this
your own
year.
destiny.
Otherwise, I forgot to. Yeah.
Do you have any? Do you have any New Year's resolutions for the year?
New Year's resolutions? You know what? Probably, if I can, if the wallet allows, I'd like to see more of Japan, as in like, the weirder, or not weirder, the smaller places.
Oh, but like more
doing
like
a little bit of travel, like,
off the beaten path kind
Yeah.
of places?
yeah,
Do you have anywhere in mind?
not really. Just, I'm going to have to go through a list.
You should go to Kochi.
Kochi? I've heard a lot about
You
Kochi,
should go
so
to
like,
Kochi.
I've seen pictures and it's just like, gotta go.
You should go to Kochi.
You? New Year's resolutions?
I asked my friend this question and she gave me a really great answer. Shout out to Cassie.
Hey, Cass.
I would like to introduce her answer because it was so good.
Yeah.
But you have to be familiar with one of 2024's biggest celebrities, the pygmy hippo Mudang.
The little...
Shout out to Mudang.
Mhm.
So my friend Cassie's New Year's resolution is to be more like Mudang. Unbothered, ungovernable, and moisturized.
Definitely moisturized.
I thought that was a really great resolution. Then she asked me, and I was like, "Well, mine's really boring. I just want to like only take on jobs that bring me joy. I really want to do, which was also my resolution last year. So you know how well that went.
Yeah.
I also want to do more traveling.
Yep.
More traveling.
Inside or outside?
I would like to travel more inside of Japan. Since
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
haven't been to a lot of
That's
places.
why, because I was thinking like, I need to get out more, but not the. Don't want to sound like, been here for that long, Tokyo and Osaka, Kyoto. Don't need those. I mean, they're great and all, but no, it's time to see like
everything else, right?
Yeah.
Travel more and also just like spend more time with people and like less time with work.
Yeah.
Is my very boring New Year's resolution for this year.
Me would be less people and less work.
I mean, that's the ideal.
Yeah.
That's the ideal.
Selected people.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
And less work.
Yeah. But what are we going to be talking about today? So, people that listen to us, we don't always just talk about Japan things. We also do reacts to movies. So we thought we'd kind of like a 2024 movie, or not necessarily just movie, series or entertainment wrap up.
Yeah. And also what we're looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
So I've got my list. I think Ante, you have
We have
your
a list.
list.
On a chopped down piece of tree.
Yeah, I've got mine's on my phone, so SDGs.
Yeah.
It's a good
Excuse
sound.
It is. So what should we roll into first? You want to go into like things that we enjoyed?
Well, I would like to start with a few films.
Mm.
Not a, what is it? Like a sequel, a film and a sequel that I know we both watched in
Yep.
varying degrees.
Yeah.
That would be Rebel Moon.
That's on my list.
I blocked it from my mind because it was so bad. I was trying to think about what films did I see this year.
Mhm.
And usually on my Instagram, I have a highlight like section that has like movies that I've seen.
Yep.
So I can keep track.
Mm.
And there really weren't a lot of movies in it. I was like, I know I must have seen something else. So
Yeah.
I went through our like podcasts and stuff, and I was like,
That's what I did. I was going through the reacts and going, hang on a sec.
I was like,
Yeah.
Rebel Moon. Forgot about that.
That was probably our second react that we
Yeah.
did. And we were both excited.
Looking forward to it.
Really looking forward
In the
to it.
beginning. The trailer looked great.
It did.
The trailer looked
Visually
great.
stunning. It's like, oh, this is going to be and then watched it and just like,
Oh.
I'm like, was this going to get good or?
Yeah, when is it going to get better?
It's
It
like-
was. Yeah.
And it was like, maybe the second one's going to be good.
I like literally, I think I watched it at like double speed while doing other things. That was how much attention I was paying to it.
Yeah. That was an upset
That
for
was
me,
a
man.
disappointment.
Yeah.
A really big disappointment.
Mm.
And I,
We'll
I
leave that
knew I
one.
knew that was going to be on your
I
list.
was like, hey, I'll leave that one in 2024.
Yeah, honestly,
Both of them.
that's the kind of thing I think that we can leave behind.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
let's leave
definitely.
that behind.
Mm.
A film that I saw that I don't think you saw
Mhm.
is Anatomy of a Fall,
Oh, I remember you mentioning that one to me.
directed by Justine Triet,
Mhm.
starring Sandra Hüller.
Mm.
Also introduced me to the silver fox known as Swan Arlaud. He's a very beautiful man.
Mhm.
It's a French film.
Yep.
About Anatomy of a Fall. So this woman with her son and her dog and her husband, they live kind of in a remote location.
Mhm.
The husband and the wife have been having issues, and one day the husband falls to his death out a window.
Oh, so it's like literally a fall.
Literally a
I was
fall.
like, we're not looking at
Literally a
autumn in the
fall.
body shape or something.
No,
Like, no.
literally a fall. And so they had to figure out, was this an accident? Was it suicide? Or did she have a hand in killing him? Because her son was in the house, but her son is blind,
Ah.
right?
Yep.
And also the dog in the film was also he's very cute.
Mhm.
And he was at one of the award ceremony shows, and they just have him like there. Very cute.
He didn't fall, did he?
No,
Don't kill the dog.
no.
Nobody likes when the dog dies.
So, but the great thing about this movie, and like spoiler alert, if you haven't seen any of these films, we're probably going to spoil the bejesus out of them. So, like, turn it off now. But in the end, you don't know what happened.
Mhm.
They never explicitly say, like, yes, she did it, or like, no, she didn't.
So they leave it up to you?
And like, they did it in such it was an amazing film.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really interesting because it was kind of like halfway courtroom drama, halfway like human drama.
Mhm, mhm.
It's in French and English because the wife isn't French.
Yeah, yeah.
So she speaks like limited French, but she has to like defend herself in a courtroom.
Mhm, mhm.
And they keep asking her to speak French, and she's like, "But I like can't express myself."
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that was a good movie that I saw.
Where's that one rate in your? that like Is it
Uh,
up there?
I mean, I would watch it again.
Yeah, yeah.
I would watch it again. I mean, it's more fun the first time because like you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. Of
But
course.
like the acting was just superb.
Mm, mm.
The script was also, it was superb, very well done.
Mhm.
Great movie, highly recommend. Was it the best film that I saw last year? I don't know if it was the best, but it was up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your best? Before I get into
See,
my few best.
it's like hard because I didn't see a lot of movies last year.
Oh, only what you saw, really.
Like I
and yeah.
saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of 5 movies last year.
Mm.
I saw like TV series and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
My number one TV series is, that is hard. because I really enjoyed a lot of them, but then a lot of them got canceled on Netflix.
That happens.
So,
We'll get to the TV series in a
but
bit.
I only saw like 5 films.
Yeah.
And the one that probably brought me the most joy
Yep.
was Deadpool versus Wolverine.
That's on my list of the top ones I really enjoyed. Yeah, yeah.
It, directed by Sean Levy, starring Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and it was just
Well, that
it
was
was just fun.
and it was came in right when we needed it. I think
Yeah.
it was just like, yeah, something good. Just enjoy it. Have a
It
laugh.
was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to go to the movies and watch a stupid movie.
There's so
sometimes.
many one-liners in that one. It's like you miss a lot of them too. So it's like
Yeah.
go back and maybe watch it again, or yeah.
Absolutely incredible for sure.
Mhm.
I bet I know your favorite movie.
Of course, I have a favorite, but they're all actually. 2024, like, it wasn't the best year when you think about how many movies came out.
Yeah,
There was a lot of crap that came out too.
there was.
But for me, being a bit of a sci-fi nerd and that, the franchises that came out for me, I'm pretty happy. I was quite spoiled. Yes, I loved. Number one for me was Furiosa.
Mm-hmm.
That was an interesting review.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just
check out the link below for that
Yep,
one.
yep. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Close second to that was Dune 2.
Dune 2. Yeah, I was going to talk about Dune 2.
That's another franchise coming out in the same year. So I've got Mad Max, I've got Dune, and then I had Romulus, Alien Romulus.
Oh, yeah.
Which wasn't a letdown. Because again, it's
Yeah.
not one of those things, it's been a while. The last one was a bit,
I heard
But-
so many good things about it.
really, really good. But like in my top ones that I said, yeah, Furiosa,
Mm-hmm.
Dune 2,
Mm-hmm.
Alien Romulus, Deadpool. Those were my big ones.
I
for the
mean,
year.
so yeah, I didn't see Alien Romulus because you saw how I reacted to the trailer. But I heard a lot of good things,
Love that
which
react.
made me happy.
Yeah. yeah.
I loved Dune 2, Dune
Mhm.
Part 2, directed by Denis Villeneuve,
He is awesome.
starring Timmy Chalamet, Zendaya, and Austin Butler as sexy bad boy Fade Rotha.
He killed that.
I mean, so good.
Mhm.
And I'm really excited for the next one.
Right? Because it is happening.
Yeah, it's
And
happening.
it might
it's
be
starting to
coming
happen.
sooner than we think.
I mean, who knows? Hopefully.
Mm.
But the costume designs, just the world building, the way they shot it, everything. I mean, you can see our review.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, we'll put all these links below because we have a whole full-on review of what we thought of Dune Part 2.
Yep.
Fantastic film, wonderful film. Furiosa, I did not particularly enjoy it. I liked the ending, and it's not a read. That's not to be shady or anything.
Mhm,
I wasn't happy because it was over. I genuinely liked the ending because they were actually
It's like,
using
"Whew,
the
thank God
actors.
that's over."
Yeah, I know. I don't mean it to be shady or anything. I
Well,
just
shout out to my brother as well because he sent me the 4K Blu-ray for my birthday.
nice.
And, with all the special features, watching the documentary, the main one on that Blu-ray, it was just because of how much I loved the movie
Yeah.
anyway, took it to a next level watching how they put everything together.
I think I liked hearing you talk about the movie more than I actually liked the movie.
And for me, then actually getting the Blu-ray and then doing the thing of watching Furiosa
Mhm.
and then into Fury Road
Mm-hmm.
because they're so very different films.
It's extremely
But-
different.
I really loved watching it that way too because
Yeah.
then it was kind of like a build-up mega movie for me. It was just like bikes and cars and I don't know. Yeah.
Explosions and yeah.
Chris Hemsworth as Dementus.
Yeah.
Love him. My little daughter now knows that when I get angry, I'd warn her, Dark Dementus is coming. She's like,
That's-
no,
That's only slightly traumatizing for a child.
you need it. Hey, it's either that or Baba Roga. So,
I would take that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway,
Dark Dementus.
Dark Dementus.
Love him.
Do you have any movies that you didn't get to see?
I
this
didn't
year
get to see that was on the list.
that you wanted to see.
So here's one, and I didn't hear the best reviews that we did the react on Joker 2.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
didn't get around.
Did
to
not
seeing
hear
that
good
one.
reviews for that.
Yeah,
Which I
to
think
the
is
point where
hysterical.
I saw a bunch of articles where people were like, it's as if they did the first one, everyone loved it, and then they literally went out on purpose to go, screw you guys,
Well,
we're giving you this.
I think so. I was reading a lot of stuff because I read Screen Rant obsessively when I have nothing to do at work.
Mm.
So the I think the director was like, people really love the first movie for kind of the wrong reason. Like, he's not really a likable character. He's not supposed to be a savior character.
Well, yes, because some people coming out like,
And there
yeah,
were
yeah,
people
yeah,
who
yeah.
were like really into it because of that. And so he was like, you know what? For the second one, let's really show them you're not supposed to like this guy.
Mm,
He's not a hero.
yeah. Which is odd because when I watched the first one, like, I didn't see him as a hero. I just found it like a really depressing, sad movie.
It was a hard
Yeah,
watch.
being human, like, there were parts where it was like, I felt bad for him.
Mm.
But come on, guys, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a
when
hard
people get to a point
watch.
and do stuff, then it's just like, yeah, no, it doesn't matter. That's not right. Like, yeah.
So I was kind of like, oh, I'm kind of on board that that's what you did.
Mm,
But I really had no desire to see it
yeah.
or anything.
I'm still, and it's bad too, like, when you sometimes see reviews on things that you haven't seen, and it kind of pushed it back for me then. Whereas you
Yeah.
really should just go, you know what, if you want to see it, go out,
Go see it.
have your own view.
Yeah.
So it's still on the list. I'm going to get around to it.
Yeah.
But
You got to be in the right mindset because it's a
I
musical.
think it's that as well, right?
It's a musical.
Well, right. Did we even bring that up when we were watching the like?
I don't think
is it gonna be? Or
I didn't think that we knew at the time that it was going to actually be a musical.
Well, the trailer had those vibes, right?
It did, but it didn't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't.
It wasn't like watching a trailer for Wicked.
Yeah, right. The title didn't come and say Joker 2, the musical.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
What else I got? I do have okay, so we already said the bad. So I mentioned to you also like movies that, and I rarely do it, where I'll start watching and I'll just go, yeah, I'm done. That's a rarity for me, but we did react to Borderlands.
I was gonna say, like, I thought we already talked about Rebel Moon.
Yeah. I actually watched that one. I was excited. Yeah, so Borderlands was like, could go either way.
This is true.
But then there was that whole thing of like whereas it's like there's a lot of big actors here involved too, and yeah, I don't know if I lasted like half an hour or so.
I didn't read any good reviews.
Me either.
At all.
But it was that whole thing of like, I'm gonna try, and I'm like,
valiant attempt.
I see it, and I'm like, yeah,
no,
we'll leave that one in 2024.
Yeah, I think we can
in general
safely leave that behind.
Games to movies is a hard genre to do.
It is very hard. It's extremely hard.
This is another example of that.
No.
Messed it up.
Yeah.
I didn't get to the part where it got good. Did it? Maybe not. We'll never know.
I didn't read anything good, so
No.
I think we're safe to.
You had any of those movies where you just went, that's enough?
I mean, Rebel Moon.
And Rebel Moon, you know what? The fact that you watched it on double speed there, that kind of like...
I mean, Rebel Moon, honestly, I started... It was from the very beginning even. I was just like, this is not interesting. But it kind of weirdly... So I was getting my nails done the other day, and I was talking to... No. I was talking to a friend of mine as we were out to dinner. Or lunch. Or
Would you like to show your nails?
Oh,
I
would, but like this one has one missing, so we're just gonna show the nice hand. So
I'm just rocking natural. Go on. Yeah.
So I was talking to a friend. I was at lunch with them, right? And we were talking about. She loves Disney stuff. She's like a Disney adult. Yeah. And
there's a lot of those in Japan.
Yeah. And we were talking to her about. I was like, what like Disney movies that we've seen, because we've all kind of seen the same ones. Yeah. And I was like, oh, we're talking about Toy Story. And I was like, oh, man, when Toy Story came out, it was like revolutionary, like CG animation never looked so good. We were all, like, whoa. And it kind of like kickstarted this whole CG film thing. And I was like, I remember watching Toy Story and I remember Bug's Life. Do you remember Bug's Life?
I remember Bug's Life.
So Bug's Life came out. And I got to thinking about the plot of Bug's Life. So I was like, what was the plot? And I was like, oh, yeah, they had to like give their food to the grasshoppers.
Yeah,
and then I was like, wait a minute. Where have I seen this plot before? Where the ants work really hard to harvest their crops. And then the mean people come and try and take it away. And they have to rally people to fight. And I was like, wait, was Bug's Life inspired by the Seven Samurai as well?
Yeah, it seems like it, right?
The only reason I thought of that is because Rebel Moon was also inspired by Seven Samurai. And I was like, it's the same plot!
Yeah. There you go, man.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you. I was like, oh my God, Bug's Life was basically Seven Samurai, but with bugs.
You're right, man. That's exactly what it was.
Right?
Yeah. Get a bunch of
They got a bunch
misfit warrior bugs to
right? Like
which
the
were really
ladybug.
a circus troupe. But anyway.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Oh, it was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Mind blown.
So you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Sometimes you just have to go, think about it. It's like, ooh.
It was so random. So random. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's taking me back. I really liked Bug's Life.
Yeah,
Bug's
Life is
cool.
great.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving on. A tidbit from Toy Story. I think for our Japanese lovers out there, I think Totoro made an appearance in part 3 or something. Toy Story.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't remember.
Like a little background thing.
I would not be surprised, honestly.
Yeah. What else we got?
I have a lot of films that I wanted to see but didn't get to see. One of them is Love Lies Bleeding, which is this. I've heard so many good things about it. It's like a lesbian romantic thriller directed by Rose Glass, who did psychological horror film Saint Maud, starring Kristen Stewart and Katie O'Brien. And it's kind of like there's like murder stuff, there's like psychological stuff, there's like sexy stuff, and it's just like it looked so good. But when it came out in Japan, it was one of those like limited release things, and also it was
like just a week or something. Or...
It wasn't very long, and that was at the time I was busy planning my friend's wedding party, so I had like no time.
Yeah.
Another film during that same period of time that I wanted to see was Challengers.
I heard of that one.
Challengers, directed by, I always mess up this name, Luca Guadagnino.
Nailed it.
Luca Guadagnino, starring Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Faist. He's the director who did Call Me by Your Name.
Yep.
And Challengers was the story of like this washed-up tennis star. And it's kind of like this. The soundtrack was done by like Trent Reznor.
Oh.
Yeah, and apparently it was super good. But again, when it was playing in theater, it had a nice major release in Japan. They were playing it at like Balt 11, like those big cinemas.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But at the time, I just was too busy. I didn't get to see it.
Quick disclaimer though, for some people, if we're talking about 2024 movies that are older, like in Japan, things come out. We get it later.
Yeah, we get it later.
Bear with us, man.
And then Beetlejuice, I didn't get to see either.
That one's on my enjoyed list because I did get around to watching it, and it was just like, oh, great reviews and that. For me, it didn't blow me away, but again, it was just a good like, I like that.
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Other movies I had that I enjoyed, so I had Beetlejuice. Did get around to watching Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah,
like,
good trailer.
Good movie. CGI, amazing how they did all that. I did also get around to watching The Watchers. Do you remember we did a react on that?
Yeah, how was that?
Meh. Like I enjoyed it, but it's like I watched it and I'm like, I don't have to see that one again. I think I was actually watching. Probably not the best way to watch a movie on the plane when I was flying to Sydney.
That's a good way to catch up on movies, though.
Yeah,
to be
that's
fair.
true. Yeah, because I was looking through. It's like I did also on that flight watch Furiosa and Fury Road.
Because why not?
Because I thought
you got a lot of time.
Like, you know what? I've seen these movies 100 times. Maybe I'll fall asleep. Didn't happen. But yeah, so then I was like, oh, I'm still up. I'll just watch The Watchers, and I was like, I thought it was done pretty well.
Watching The Watchers.
Yeah. But in general, it's like, yeah, watched it. Yeah.
So in the end, but who were the Watchers?
Can't tell you. That'd be a spoiler.
And you know how we feel about spoilers on this channel.
We just spoil things anyway. But I won't spoil that one for you. But it was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Okay, that's good.
But I did forget to also mention one of the reacts that we did in my, so, you know, I had my top movies, an honorable mention, which surprised me.
Honorable mention.
Spaceman.
Oh, yeah, I watched that. That is one of the movies I watched this year. I enjoyed that. That
was, again, like, I watched, we reacted to it.
That.
And Adam Sandler, that character.
Yeah.
Again, it's not like I'm going to go watch it. It was kind of deep.
It was kind of heavy. Yeah. Deep.
But I'm putting it in as an honorable mention for the ones I really liked for 2024.
I can't believe I forgot about that. I totally watched that movie. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. It was good. I liked it.
I forgot to mention. I just looked down and went, oh yeah, honorable mention. I like a good honorable mention.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Anything else you didn't get around to watching? Or?
No, that was it. Now the rest of the films I have are just ones I'm looking forward to for next year.
Yeah.
Which a bulk of them have already come out in the US in 2024. So like, don't at me. I just have to wait. I'm sorry.
Well, I've got a question for you then. So I also had movies. It's a very visual media, right? Did you have a particular sequence or a shot from a movie that just stuck in your head and like it was like, oh wow, that's really cool? Like,
Let's see. Oh man, for Not of You Have a Fall, the whole thing was really well done.
yeah.
I can't think of like a
I'm thinking
single
like
like wow
like a real
scene.
short kind of like really, you remember it.
I mean, that would mostly be like Dune and Deadpool, probably,
Yeah,
because they're
yeah.
so like visually stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Dune, the part where they're on the planet, the Harkonnen planet,
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
filmed on the Harkonnen planet,
Oh,
the
beautiful, right?
the
The
fireworks that were like blood splatters,
Yeah,
kind of.
yep.
Very cool. The first scene where you meet Furiosa,
Yep, yep.
and he like you can tell immediately what kind of character he is from that very first scene.
Yep.
Do you have any favorite scenes from Dune?
My big one from Dune, which we can actually go through, and I will pop it up so people can kind of watch along. But in the start, when the Harkonnen troops, the sandworms coming, and then they have to kind of like get away from the when they climb the mountain, they activate the anti-grav,
and they kind of,
and there's like a particular shot of when they're just the side view, and it's like you just took a freeze frame. There's like 3 of them that are just launched up.
yeah.
And it's just like, oh, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, I was like, this is very cool technology that I feel is very underused.
Right? They really could have used that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, just that whole look of like, hang on, and they just kind of like just glided off in the air, and then just hugging the mountain is kind of like a. It looked like scuba diving, but they're doing it in the air.
Yeah, because the suit's very.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's like spacesuit, scuba suit hybrid almost. Yeah.
And I just thought like that was one of those shots when it's like when that happened, I was just like, oh,
yeah,
that's pretty cool. That's my probably. I've got 2.
You got 2? You got one more?
My other one was Furiosa.
I was gonna say, let me guess. You take a wild guess.
Oh, I didn't even have to bring it up because it's my wallpaper.
Oh, indeed.
It's right here. I'll bring up the picture here.
It's
called the stowaway sequence, where the mortifiers are waiting for the war rig, and there's a custom bike, or they're all custom bikes, a Triumph. I finally found out. Just the way it comes back and just sweeps, and you can hear the engine idling, and then it goes off and then does a cool little wheelie and stuff, comes back. And I was just like, the shot of, it's on the screen now anyway, it coming from Australia as well. It's like Australian outback.
It is very outback vibes.
Again, the color grading that they did with it too. Custom motorbike, another thing that I love. I was just like, that is my shot. Like, I'm gonna get this printed in a big.
And you could.
Yeah.
It would very well serve as a nice piece of art. Like I said, I didn't like the film, but I did enjoy the costuming, the bikes, the overall aesthetic, as it were. I remember I mentioned it in the review as well. It was like an insignia, like a military looking insignia, but it had all the keys.
Right, it had the heart and then the keys,
car keys.
or the I
thought that was very cool.
Who was the same guy that played Immortan as well in the same movie? Ooh, double role. Hope he got double pay.
I don't know.
He did.
I don't know.
Well,
did he?
Not pay. I don't know, but yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But no, that was very cool. Yeah, all that. But those 2 shots were for me: the Dune one and that Furiosa. I was like,
very cinematic film.
Yeah.
I have to say, a feast for the eyes.
I should probably print out that other one too. The Dune one's pretty cool.
It is very cool because you got the contrast of like the orange red desert, and then like the black suits. So you got a nice contrast going on. I mean, you could probably print like any still from that movie, and it would be like a work of art.
That's true.
To be 100% honest.
That one from Furiosa, though, that bike, I would not recommend as a daily commuter. Because it's way too low. I'll put a picture up on that one as well. Actually, I've got another one here. Like, this is like behind the scenes shot. Like, that's down really low.
Yeah, and, that does not look like it'd be comfortable to ride for a very long time.
Yeah. Maybe if you're just hopping out to get a bit of milk or something like some bread. Don't know where you're going to put it, but yeah. Not a daily commuter.
You have to get a nice backpack or something.
Yeah, right. Oh, but it does have the sidecar.
Oh, you could put it in the sidecar.
Yeah, okay, that works. What about TV series?
So I didn't list TV series, but
all dramas,
I had a lot of TV series that I watched this year that I really liked. One of them is Deadboy Detective Agency, which got canceled.
I hate when they do that.
So it's in the Sandman universe.
Okay.
The Neil Gaiman Sandman universe. I think Neil Gaiman was accused of sexual assault, and that's why he's been canceled, but I don't remember. Which makes me really sad because I really love his books.
Right.
So the series was about two dead boys who are ghosts, and they have a detective agency. Kind of what it says on the tin.
I haven't heard of this. Why didn't I hear
It's
this?
so good. One of them is from like old-timey England, and one of them is from like kind of, I think it was like 80s, 70s, 80s England. So one of them's like a punk, and the other one's kind of like a good English boy. And they have a detective agency where they solve cases from ghosts so that the ghosts can kind of move on, sort of. The writing was hysterical. It grabbed me from the first episode. Like, just so well done. The characters, the main baddie evil character is this witch, and she's so cunty. She's perfection.
Yeah.
She's great. She's so great. And there's like a crow, that's like her like familiar, and then the crow gets turned
the
into
crow that was in Sandman, or is it a different one?
a different crow.
Oh, okay.
But he gets turned into a boy, and like, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I was so mad that they canceled it because it was like, I want more.
Yeah.
It was I really highly recommend Deadboy Detective Agency. Another one that got canceled that I really liked was Chaos. And Chaos it's basically loosely built on like the world of like Greek gods and goddesses.
Oh, that's been on my list. I think you mentioned that one to me.
Because it was so good.
Yeah.
Like the writing, the way it was filmed, the characters, the actors, like everything.
Yeah.
It had Eddie Izzard in it.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good, and it ended on kind of like this, not really a cliffhanger, but like you want to know what happens next.
Yeah.
And they literally like they brought it out, and then like a month later they were like, "No, we're not gonna make any more." And I was just like, "What is wrong with you, Netflix? Stop taking away good series. Stop making Emily in Paris.
Just hitting the table and everything.
Stop making Emily in Paris, and start making more Chaos. Chaos was so good."
I hate when they do that, but it is always good when sometimes it's like, oh, it's been picked up by another studio, and it's like we're gonna keep going, but
and one of the top series for me for this year was probably Arcane.
Oh yeah,
the conclusion of Arcane, because the story, the art, the everything.
Yeah,
I mean, fantastic.
I could watch that without sound.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, and like it's one of the very few successful video game to TV series and or film. Like it's one of the very few, and I didn't know anything about the game really, to be honest. And I was like, maybe that's for the best. But it was so good. Yeah, Arcane, fantastic.
I will go out there and say it. Not that I didn't like season 2. I did love season 1 more than the second one.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, I did. But not to.
I mean,
not like.
It's still good.
I still enjoyed it. It's not like, ugh. No. That was a good one.
It was very good. What else did I see this year? Well, what did you see this year?
My big, for me, it was a kind of surprise TV series. We did a react for The Penguin.
I did hear a lot of good things. Was it good?
It was great.
Really?
It was really good.
Huh.
And I was like, I'm going to give this a go. Because I'm not a big DC person.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about DC. Like, it does not touch the whole comic book thing. There might be, if it's a spoiler, it's not really, but I think they might mention Batman maybe once.
So it kind of
or
works
another
as
character as
standalone.
well, but it's really its own thing.
Nice.
That's
smart, honestly. Smart.
The makeup.
I mean, the trailer was pretty Colin Farrell, right?
Right. Does not look like him at all. The way the voice, everything that he uses is just like, wow. And it was one of those where it was just, I think like I kind of forgot about it when it kind of came out. So then got into like halfway and like binged. And then it's like,
nice.
Crap, now I have to wait. But I was like halfway
I just watched like 4 episodes and I had to wait like 3 weeks for the next one.
Yeah. They even had like a friend say, have you watched the last episode yet? I'm like, no. It's like, wow. And it was like a real kind of like, oh wow, that was. So again, that's another one where there is talk about
Having a second
maybe,
season.
and if they do, I'm on board because that was great. Another one I watched this year, which is I'm surprised I really got into it that much, and that wrapped up and finished final season was a few weeks ago. Yellowstone.
I
I do not
have
like
heard about it on Screen
cowboy
Rant,
stuff.
but yeah, I didn't know what it was about. But like Screen Rant had things about like it. They talked about it a lot, but I didn't read in the article, so I didn't know what it was. What is it about?
Well, it's pretty much about Yellowstone Park.
Yellowstone Park.
And there's a family. Well, they're obviously very well off because they own such a massive ranch. But then there's
Is
also
this set in the present day?
yeah.
Okay.
But there has been spin-offs because they've owned this ranch for so long. There's one called I think 18 something, like really Western, for when like they first got the ranch. And then there's also another one. I'm really bad with the names, but there's season 2 coming out. I think it's called like it might be 1923. Again, like leading up to the even the spin-offs are quite big. But yeah, the recent ones like they own massive ranch. Yes, there's a lot of cowboy stuff going on, and roping and horsing, and I'm really not into it. But I am.
And horsing.
And as you call it,
cowboying and yeehawing.
And hats, the whole deal. And then there's like big government, well, not necessarily government agent, but big corporations that want to come in and get the land and turn Yellowstone into like a place for vacationers and all the stuff involved. And like I never thought I got roped into that. Roped.
Lassoed on in.
Crack that whip. Yeah. Yellowstone was really good.
Oh, interesting. It is not. If I had like a lineup of like 10 TV series and that was one of them, I would not think that would be like your bag.
Right.
You never know.
Exactly.
You never know. Dang.
But yeah, they had issues because Kevin Costner was one of the main characters in it, and so the final season was cut in half, and apparently there was a bit of a spat with Kevin Costner, and then are they going to finish the series? And then they got back, and then he's not in the second half of the series, so we know what happened there.
Yeah, he had to go away to. But
the guy that
Florida
wrote the series as well, apparently, like there's another ranch that they mention up in Texas, which is a real ranch called the Four Sixes. That the guy that wrote Yellowstone, like that's his actual ranch.
Oh, so he has
a
knows
massive
ranch.
plot that he actually then. So not only is he writing series and getting money from that, but he's renting like that land out to for like movies and stuff like that.
Cool.
And there's going to be another now spin-off with some of the characters, and I think involving the Four Sixes Ranch and some. It's like it finished, and I'm like, oh, spin-off. Oh.
I recently binge watched a series because I've been on New Year break since the 26th of December. And I'd heard a lot of really good things about it. A Netflix series called No Good Deed, which is about a couple, a husband and wife, who are trying to sell their house. Okay, so it starts out like they're watching the open house. They're watching the realtor like smooth talk all the people, and it's this gorgeous house in California. And they're like watching.
No offense to salespeople, but
well, they made the sales guy a flamboyantly gay man, and I think they really wanted to have like. Did you watch Schitt's Creek?
Oh, not yet. No, you mentioned that one.
I think that they really wanted to have David from Schitt's Creek play him because he reads very much like that kind of character. Yeah. But so they have this like, but he's a great character though. So they're like watching the prospective buyers come in, and as the story progresses, you get to see, okay, why are they selling the house? What happened in the house? And it kind of culminates in a way where there's these really amazing comedic moments because the main characters are two sitcom actors. So there's Phoebe from Friends.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Lisa Kudrow. And then there's what is his name? The guy that plays Raymond in Everybody Loves Raymond.
Let's just call him Raymond. But yeah, I know who
So
you're
like
talking
they're
about. Yeah.
two like really well-known sitcom
Yeah,
actors. Like
yeah.
their comedic chops are great. So they have these great funny moments. They have these great like emotional moments. And just the characters, the cast of characters that they have on the show are amazing. Like the shenanigans that they get up to are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I think it was like 8 episodes, not very long.
I think
Really
it'll be, what,
good.
just like a one season thing, or are we gonna?
I don't know. They have built up a little bit of momentum where there could be a season 2, but I don't really want a season 2.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? This was just good. Let's let it be good.
Yeah.
Oh, I also watched Nobody Wants This.
Oh, I heard of that one.
Nobody Wants This is about so it also has two kind of really well-known actors playing the lead role. Oh man, I totally forgot her name. Have you seen The Good Place?
No.
Well, it's like the main actress from The Good Place, and then the guy, the main lead guy. He was in. Have you ever seen Gilmore Girls?
Another one I've heard of and haven't.
Gilmore Girls is great, but like
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls, it had the actor who played not Rory, played dang it, Rory's best friend's first boyfriend.
Also, know it was mentioned in Deadpool.
Gilmore Girls is great. So they have these great actors in it, and it's about so the main guy is he's basically he's Jewish, and he's like basically he's a rabbi, right? So he's poised to kind of take over the synagogue that he's at. So he's very devout. And he was going to be married to this other Jewish girl, but he was like, you know what? Like, I don't really know if I want this. They end up breaking up, and then he ends up meeting the main girl who is not Jewish.
Yeah.
But they really have this amazing chemistry together. But he's like, I can't marry someone if they're not Jewish, and she's like, I don't know if I can convert. And like the person who wrote the show is actually based on her life.
Ah, okay.
And it's funny, it's kind of emotional and poignant, and they're gonna have a season 2. But like season 1, like it was really good.
Yeah.
It was fun. The actors have like good chemistry together. So that was very fun. I'm so bad at remembering names. I really wish I had. I wish I had known we were going to talk about TV series. And I would have looked it up. I have all my notes for the films.
It just popped in my head. The other one that I've been enjoying this year, and it was the second season, and I forget the guy's name, but he's one of the guys in How I Met Your Mother, and there's a series called Shrinking, and
I heard about
Harrison
that.
Ford is in. He's one of the characters.
Is that
well.
What is that about?
So Shrinking. What do you think about Shrink?
Like a psychiatrist?
Exactly. So the main guy, which I forget the name, I'll put it up here anyway. But and Harrison Ford, and then there's also another character. There's a small office. They're all three of them psychiatrists. His wife died. This is like before, like the whole thing. So he's kind of piecing his life back together. He's a single dad now, daughter, teenage years. It's also hard. But it's just the group of friends. Like, it's funny as well.
Okay.
So it's definitely like an enjoyable watch. You have a good laugh. Like, he's a good psychiatrist, and then he gets into a thing where I think he calls it jimmying, where he's kind of overstepping the line, like getting out of the office, taking people out to kind of fix them and that.
Yeah.
Then there's like the neighbors who are friends, and the characters, like, they're great as well. Then there's also the gay couple who are friends as well. Then there's a whole bunch of people, and it's like you look at the characters and go, like, they all seem normal. Like, you could just go, yeah, I can like reflect with these people.
Like, they seem like people you know.
And yeah, it's just a really good series. So Shrinking, if you get around to it, check that one out.
I did hear really good things about Shrinking.
Yeah, and I think that one will kind of keep on going. So
that seems like a good premise.
Second season's wrapped up, or has it just wrapped up? I think. Yeah, so it'll keep on going. But that's 2024. One more.
Yeah.
One more. It was a series. And I delved back in. We did a react on Skeleton Crew.
Oh, yeah.
Goonies in space.
Yeah. Yeah, Space Goonies.
All right. So that's we're kind of halfway through that one at the moment because it's still coming out. What
do you think?
You know what? It's not crap. Which I was a bit like, but here's the thing. Like, I'm enjoying it, but is it good because it's okay? Or is it because I haven't eaten anything in 2 months, and here's a moldy cracker, and this is going to taste like, oh, wow, that's a really good cracker.
Oh, yeah, I'd read good things about it.
Right.
People were, like, surprised. They were like, you know what? Like, but again, a lot of people are the same, like, is it good?
Like, there
Or
are some,
am I starving?
and I think that might be it. So I'm still not sure, but it wasn't a whole thing of like, yeah, no, I'm throwing this out. Like, it's there. It's just like, oh, okay, I'll watch the next episode, but I'm not waiting for the next episode, kind
Not
of thing.
on the edge of your seat.
Yeah. So,
But better than
hope. Are we trying? I hope. Like,
better than some of the recent stuff.
which that. Going off that though, we can roll into 2024 because one of the things I am looking forward in 2024 is
25. 25.
Oh, sorry, 2025. I'm living in the past, man. I must have really liked 2024. No, Andor season 2, Star Wars, and like that was, and a lot of people agree with me when I say like the only good thing that has come out of Disney Star Wars, which is like really amazing. Some people are like season 1, oh, it's too slow and that. I like a good slow burn, and it really brought it up to the end where it was like, oh, you know when they say you're on the edge of your seat. Literally, I was on one episode. Like I was like leaning. I was like, yeah, right on the edge.
I gotta get some distance.
I got one of those floor surfers. I can't fall too far, but I was on the edge of it. It was really good. So I'm really looking forward to season 2. So hopefully it's like Star Wars. Are we trying?
I hope that Disney is realizing that if you keep churning out content after show after movie after this, it can be a little much.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're scaling back. Let's say maybe we'll get one a year, and then maybe we can put thought and effort and time and hire the right people.
Well, there's been a big gap between season 1 and season 2, and apparently they've spent a lot on it. But it looks good.
Hopefully for the right
and
reasons.
if they keep going like what they did season 1, then wow, yeah, I'm in for that. But that's the big series I'm looking for, 2025.
There you go.
Not for
25.
What about you? Movies?
I only have films that I'm looking forward to.
I'm into films now, so
And I looked at the dates for release in Japan. And a good variety of these have already been released in the US already. But one that I know that has not yet been released that I'm very excited for. We did a trailer react for it. Mickey 17.
that's on my list too.
Directed
Yes.
by Bong Joon-ho, starring Robert Pattinson. Very excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. If the trailer is to be believed, and I hope the trailer
It's a
is
really
to be
good
believed.
trailer, right?
It like I said, I never watch trailers on YouTube. I always skip them. This one grabbed me from the get-go. It was good.
Yep.
So I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited. Another one I'm excited for is The Substance, which has already been released in the US to great critical acclaim. It is a satirical body horror written, directed, co-edited, and co-produced by Coralie Falge, starring Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley.
Demi Moore.
Yes, Demi Moore.
They thawed her out. Well, she just hasn't been around for a while.
Have you heard anything about this film?
No, I don't know anything about it.
So the premise is this actress on TV she's obviously Demi Moore is getting on in years, so she's aging, right? And because she's aging, she's worried that they're gonna like take away her show because it's like an exercise show or something.
Right.
And so one day she gets this mysterious substance that she injects into herself, and out of her spine pops a younger, more beautiful version of herself. And she's allowed to
Literally like pops.
it's literally body horror.
Stuck, right?
It's body horror. So literally it's like a whole new person walks out of your body. And that person gets to live for however long, and then you have to kind of like be yourself for a while before you can do it again.
Oh, wow.
And this film has just gotten stark rave reviews of being just so good. And I don't really like horror or body horror.
It's
but
just funny going on to that after like Mickey 17 because it's kind of the cloning thing theme.
Yeah. But it's like you're younger and more beautiful. And so like the whole story is kind of, it's I've already like read the plot synopsis. I already know what's gonna happen.
I need this. I remember when I was young and beautiful.
Those were the days back in your beauty pageant days.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've heard just so many things. It's going to be released in May in 2025 in Japan.
Yeah.
So even though I don't like body horror, I'm very excited to see it because I've heard it is just so good.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Substance. I
Mm.
definitely heard so many good things. Another film I've heard really good things about is Baby Girl. Baby Girl is going to be coming out in March of this year in Japan. I believe it's already out in the US. It's an erotic thriller written, directed, and co-produced by Helena Rain, who made slasher film Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. It's starring Nicole Kidman and Harris Dickinson, and it's about an older woman, younger man.
Nicole Kidman again. It's like what, Demi Moore, Nicole.
Yeah,
like these are people that are like.
Is this the 90s? Are we back in the
man?
90s?
Yeah.
So it stars Nicole Kidman and Harris Dickinson. It's about an older woman, younger man, like power dynamic.
Oh, okay.
Like
Sounds
it's
like
an erotic
she
thriller.
needs a bit of substance.
But I think he's given her the substance.
Oh, oi.
Yeah, it looks really good. The trailer looks amazing. I've heard like good things about it. Because I believe it's already out. I believe, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Another one is one that we looked at the trailer.
Yep.
And I have heard astoundingly good reviews for is Nosferatu.
That's right.
Directed
that
by
was
Robert
supposed to
Eggers.
be- that was like Christmas movie.
Yeah, it came out on
was-
Christmas. It's not out. I
not
have
in
not.
Japan, but yeah.
I have not gotten a release date for Japan yet.
Mhm.
I looked up. I couldn't find one. If you know one, please tell me because I've heard that they absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I've heard good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yep.
I'm very excited for Nosferatu.
Mm.
Even though I know it's going to scare the living daylights out of me.
Kind of surprising.
I
but
know. I know. Even
it's
though
almost like a side New Year's resolution you got going on.
to get a little more
You know what-
comfortable with horror
yeah,
films.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I've heard I'm like, I can't not go see this in the theater. You know?
Well, that's good. I'm going to give you a condescending good for you.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
All right, but for real. Well, that's pretty good.
An honorable mention.
Almost proud.
An honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like the rest of the films that I have are definitely not horror. And one is I'm looking forward to. It's coming out this month, end of this month in Japan.
Mhm.
I believe it's already out in the US called A Real Pain. It's a comedy written, directed, produced by Jesse Eisenberg,
Mhm.
also starring Jesse Eisenberg. It's about two friends who are, I think, going back to their roots to talk to, like, figure out family things. But it's a comedy.
Okay, yeah.
And that's going to be coming out January 31st in Japan.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have that long to wait for it. Very excited for that. Also looking forward to a film that is also already out in the US called Queer, directed by, once again, Luca Guadagnino, who did Call Me By Your Name. It's starring Daniel Craig, based on a 1985 novel by William S. Burroughs. I've heard really good things about it. It's supposed to be amazing. And the last one I'm looking forward to is The Last Showgirl, which is already out.
I don't know that one.
Directed by Gia Coppola and starring Pamela Anderson. A story about an aging showgirl coming to grips with her place in Vegas.
I was going to say, it is the 90s again. Now you bring up Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, I got the trifecta.
Wow.
Demi Moore, Nicole Kidman, and Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my films that I'm looking forward to for this year.
Sounds like
I don't have a
living
release
in the
date.
past.
I don't have a release date for Last Showgirl or Nosferatu in Japan yet, but hopefully,
Okay.
fingers crossed, because I'm pretty sure Nosferatu is going to get some kind of Oscar buzz, Academy Award buzz. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
definitely going to be coming out sometime, probably in May or June in Japan, but I don't know yet. So
Because you just sent me an interview with is it Nicholas Holt?
yes, Nicholas Holt.
'Cause he's in that.
He's
Yeah,
in
that's right,
Nosferatu.
yeah. And that was a really good interview, by the way.
Ah,
It
Brittany
was,
Broski's interview.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
great. It was
So
great.
That was pretty cool. And it's like, I like seeing interviews of like, you know, when you like an actor and then find it's like, they seem pretty cool.
Yeah, he does seem very cool.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
plays.
it's not the first interview I've seen, but that was a really like quite fun interview.
I love that show. It's so good. Like Brittany Broski's Royal Court. I'm a big fan of Brittany Broski. Royal Court. She started, I want to say, like last year.
Yeah.
And she's been interviewing just amazing
How did she get
guests.
in these? It'd be great if we could get to that point. But I doubt there's going to be big stars coming to downtown Hiroshima, Japan.
Yeah, might be slightly difficult.
You never know, though.
So you never know.
Never know.
What films are you looking forward to?
I got so my big one that I'm looking forward to, which you weren't here for the react. I had Skeletor in while you were busy, and we did a react on the Electric State. So that's one I'm looking forward to.
Are you?
But I'm going to
Are
get into that
you?
because we will be doing a react on the second trailer because you weren't here for the first one. I
Okay.
do want to talk to you about it.
Okay.
And let's just
We'll leave it at
I
that.
don't like to do spoilers, but Ante might be a little bit worried after, yeah, but we'll get into that. Still, though, it's on my thing of like, because I've been really looking forward to the point where maybe it's like Rebel Moon.
Well,
And it's
you're
like,
too
oh, I
invested
just
now.
got to watch it now.
Yep,
So,
too
yeah.
invested.
But that's my big one.
So
but
you're
I
looking
don't
forward
know.
to it with a
And
little bit of
I'm-
trepidation.
Right. Other one I'm looking forward to is the third Tron. Tron, is it Ares or Ares?
There's a third? There was a second Tron?
There was a second. Yeah, Daft Punk did all the soundtrack for it. And
I-
it was really, well, yeah, the first
was
one
it-
was like an 80s film.
Yeah.
Second one was really good.
It was good?
And then the third one was supposed to come out a long time ago. Then it got shelved. And now it's like, it's happening. And Trent Reznor.
Cool.
He's
Another
doing the-
Trent Reznor.
Like, I was thinking, like, if Daft Punk come back, but they've already broken up, or the robots are broken. Anyway,
Whatever the
they
case
would
may
have been
be.
great. But then it's like, Trent? Oh, no, he can do it. I think he can do it. So that's another one I'm looking forward to.
Mhm.
Animes?
Okay.
Lazarus?
Oh yeah, is that actually
I don't know what's happening because it's like this is like little pockets of news that come out, but
They-
so
they
I
did a-
don't know if it is, but I reckon it would be for 2025.
they did a trailer at one of the conventions.
Yeah, well, it was kind of like it showed like a scene so,
Or
kinda
something,
like,
right?
Yeah. So I don't know. Little things seem to come out just every now and then. I'm
Mhm.
hoping 2025. Already said Mickey 17 and
Mhm.
or season 2.
Mhm.
28 years later,
Oh,
we
yeah.
just did a react for that one,
Oh
which
no.
I need to go back now and watch, especially the first one,
Yeah.
because that was just like oh yeah, I want to see that one again, just to buff
Just
up.
a refresh.
Also, another one is we did a react for Flow.
Oh, is that
So that's apparently out in other countries, but I think we get that in 2025. in
probably?
Japan,
I would
somewhere.
assume.
So the
I would
cute little
assume.
cat.
I bet if you looked it up, you could probably find the
Yeah.
release date. Yeah.
That's another one I'm looking forward to.
Mhm.
And another one is not too much news because it seems like you get news, then it kind of comes off.
Mhm.
Return to Silent Hill. So Silent
Mhm.
Hill,
Wait, how many Silent Hill films have there been?
well, and it's another game to film.
Silent Hill film was good though. I remember
One
it
of the
being-
rare ones.
Yeah.
The first one was.
Yeah. I only saw the first one.
Second one was meh.
I didn't know there was a second one.
But the third one,
Back again.
which is apparently
The
the
threequel.
third one that is based on the second game
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure. Why
is
not?
apparently coming out, which they just did a whole remake for PlayStation 5. One of those things,
All right.
had to get it. Hadn't played it for over 20 years and it was amazing.
And that got you like hyped for the film. You're like, you know what? This might be good.
Maybe it's good that they leave a bit of gap because with game stuff, that rated so highly like for everyone in
Oh, wow.
2024.
Oh, wow.
So it's maybe good like give it a few months before we do a movie.
Hmm.
But I'm hyped for it because it's the same director who did the first Silent Hill movie.
Well, that's promising.
And he
That's
really has a
promising.
lot of respect for the franchise and that. So that's the ones I'm looking forward to.
That's very promising.
Yeah. I thought the list would be bigger, but I had to have a look and it's like I don't know, is it too early or
I think it is a little too early to tell for a lot. A lot of the films are probably at least done, but they're not being. I mean, I haven't been keeping up with like trailers or anything recently, so I could be completely wrong. But I mean, a lot of the films I'm looking forward to are ones I already knew came out, and I was just like, when are they coming out here?
Mhm.
So I can see them on the big screen. But I think we have a lot to look forward to
Yeah.
this year, hopefully.
hopefully
I'm hoping this
2025 will
is-
be good.
Yes, and this has been a very long episode. So if you have watched this far and you stuck with us, first of all, I want to say thank you very much. We've been doing this for a little bit over a year now,
Yeah.
I want to say.
Hmm. I want to say I've been having fun.
Yeah.
Don't lie now.
Nah, it's always fun.
All right, cool.
It's always fun. And I want to thank you all who've been subscribing,
Mhm.
leaving comments, who follow us on Instagram. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hello. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Some episodes are a little bit shorter than this. This one was quite long. But if
Well,
you
most
do
of our
like,
longer episodes are about Japan, but
yeah,
because we do the movie stuff, we thought let's give a wrap up. So, but check out our reacts as well.
yes, we do reacts, a lot of reacts. You can always check them out on our YouTube channel. And just if you like our content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification because we have new videos basically every week. And if you have something to share, you can always leave us a nice little comment down below. If you don't want to share with the rest of the class, you can leave us an email at thewaitingroomjpn@gmail.com.
Or hit us up on Instagram at thewaitingroomjpn.
And I think this concludes our wrap up of 2024 films / films we're looking forward to in 2025.
Yep.
If you have any films you're looking forward to, any TV shows you're looking forward to, be sure to leave us a nice little comment. Let's have a nice little chat down below. And we will see you next time at The Waiting Room.
Take it easy, guys.
Ciao.
Bye.